This week on Roll for Crit, we're stitching things up with Patchwork.
That's right, this is a head-to-head two-player game from designer Uwe Rosenberg, in which we will both be competing to see who can build the better quilt. I'm Jonathan Estes.
I'm Will Keeler, and join us on Roll for Crit Playback.
Now, the way that the first player is decided in Patchwork is that it's the last person to use a needle.
Yes, and I don't think maybe we each used it once sometime in college, so you're just going to start us off.
Just going to start us off. So let's get quilty with it. New thing I'm saying.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 is fair. Okay, so over here, so I can either move one space and get a button, or I can buy something. Mm-hmm. I think I want to buy something because just getting one button doesn't seem that great to me right now. We both start with 5.
Yes, all these lovely buttons, because as you all know, in the quilting world, buttons are currency.
Right. Yeah, when you go to your local supply store for crafting.
Well, it's sort of like
materials.
the black market. You know, you go. There's the craft market, then underneath is the actual quilting market, and that's where people use buttons to pay and stuff.
It's a whole thing. The government doesn't want you to know about it. I'm gonna
new X-Files episode.
I think I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna spend 3.
All right, and then that moves you up.
Then I go move up on the board 4
1,
space.
2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to spend 4 as well. Give me that L-shaped one if you'd be so kind.
Please.
To
a little more expensive, but it gives you an extra button.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now that I'm on top, even though we're on the same space, I'm behind you.
Right.
Which reminds me a lot like Tokaido. Both of them have that weird behind mechanic.
Yeah. Or camel up, except it's the opposite of camel up, I think.
So I go again, and really I have 1 button, so I can't really buy anything, right? Yeah, nothing's wrong.
No.
So boop, and I get 3 buttons because I have 2 for crossing and 1 for jumping ahead of you.
And I'm going to do the exact same thing because I still can't afford any of these.
And you will get 3 buttons.
Yeah, so 1, 2, and then I get 1 because I have 1 there. So, interesting. We both we're stuck at these expensive buttons now because neither of us...
Yeah, so guess what? 1, 2. Buckle my shoe.
Is that a thing? Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Because that's all I can do.
Oh, I meant the buckle your shoe part of that phrase.
Oh.
Okay. Well, now, let's see. I have 5. Now the cheapest one is 6.
Yeah, no,
so I have to
that's
do it
why
What have we done? Well, so I just take 2. Well, now
I am going to spend 6.
Okay.
I'm going to grab this one.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think it is. And it moves me up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you pass another button, which gives you 4 more.
Right.
Well, let's see.
Well, now you can buy that.
Well, no, I have 7 now.
I know, but I'm just saying you can choose.
I could buy a cheap one, which is really just a filler one. Looks like a Band-Aid. Oh, I could buy either of these. Oh, this one gives you 3. And it's a weird... they're both... Oh, but it moves me up further. But now I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I really need to start building up my board. I don't want to be moving ahead of you. I'd rather get this. I'm gonna spend all my buttons.
We'll keep 4 because you're going to cross and get 4 back.
Oh, good point. Let's cash those in for this puppy. I'll put it there.
That's the other thing. Remember, think how things fit on your board.
Right, and and a 7x7 gets us this bonus.
First one.
So this is 1,
and you're doing
2,
pretty
3,
well
4.
on that front.
Have we both been just buying the one that was right in front of us so far?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, to be fair, that's sort of like been the only option for
Yeah.
the first view. I'm going to buy that 4 one.
You mean the 4 time or the 4 buttons?
Sorry, the 4 button one.
Okay.
I apologize. It's the one I can buy. So that's 4.
All right. That's yours.
Second button. And the reason why, because look. Boop.
Oh,
that's why I asked
nice.
if I could.
You gotta get that, I don't know what the word is for that. Tetrasification.
Oh no, as soon as I clear this, I have to destroy everything.
Now that's a good variant mode for this. I think I will spend 3 on this thing. I'm gonna put it like that.
So I'm gonna go ahead of you because there's no 1. Well, actually, this is free.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh, free.
Save your buttons.
I'm gonna get that because.
Well, there's no. Oh, yeah.
So I can put that.
Oh, that's a weird one though.
It is, but I move up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wow, yeah, nice.
So if you jump ahead of me now, instead of buying, you'd get 1, 2, 3, plus.
Plus 5.
So you get 8. That's pretty nice.
Well, and I only have 1, so I don't really.
Oh, no, for a second I thought that was free.
So that is actually my only choice. So I am going to do that. So 1, 2, 3.
Here's a 5
Whoa.
and 3. Oh, wait a minute. I'll spend the 5 for this one.
Okay. Oh.
Put it here.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Boop.
Nice.
That was just the best thing feeling. You're like, wait, I have a place for you.
As we said at the top of the show, this game does come from Uwe Rosenberg, famous designer of Agricola and Caverna and other games like that. This, for us at least, from our experience, is a little bit of a departure from those. Much simpler, much less about farming.
Yes.
Much more about quilting.
Though still something that if you tried to describe a game, someone would be like, really?
Right. Yeah, for someone who's not a board gamer and you tell them in this game you are quilting, they're probably not going to get that excited. Although there might be some people who are into quilting who would think that sounds kind of cool.
Well, yes. I mean, outside of someone who's already in the hobby.
Right. But this is really, you saw in the video, very simple, very straightforward, doesn't take long to play. It's only a 2-player game.
No, to me, it reminds me more of, like, even though it is competitive, it's more like a puzzle game.
Right.
Like as you see, we're gonna, it definitely as we get later on, maybe not at the beginning as much, but we're gonna be thinking more like, how can I make this best fit the puzzle piece?
Well, I think because a lot of it is because you each have your own board, quilt, whatever it's a board. So yeah, even though it's competitive, you're also kind of just feeling good about what your quilt looks like. And I think that we like games like that where you even no matter what happens. Agricola is the same way actually, where at the end of the game you still have something
until
you can
someone
look
starts.
at. Well, right, but like you can still be like, oh, look at all this stuff I built. This I put that there. It's about that management that you can feel good about.
No, I think it's a very good. Well, definitely, you can feel his presence in the way it's done. But I think it's a really good head-on game. But it doesn't feel like I'm like, usually when I think a lot of the 2-player games we have, you're looking at each other like, ah!
Right.
But in this, it's more like I feel like even though we're competing, it's really like we're just 2 people sitting with knitting on the chair, going back and forth, like, ooh, this piece looks nice.
It's much less aggressive. You're not
like you can, but like. What happened is, if you watch us in the beginning, we both are trying to get that bonus. Where I think that's where most of any aggression came in. To be like, oh, I can get this. It'll make it easier for me to get my 7, harder for you. But then once that was gone, whether I got it or not, which if you watch this video, I did. It came then. I wasn't really thinking like, sure, he can get that piece that helps him, but this is so good for me. Like you're thinking more about just how to help yourself than hurt the opponent.
I also think it's rarer that you're really going to take something from them. Like you're never going to take a piece and the other player goes, well, I'm ruined now.
No, the only time I could think that, and even then at the end where it's more like you're panicking, would be like if you notice I only could fit long pieces, if you could be like, oh, I buy this long piece, so now
there was one part where it ended up not mattering at all, but there was one piece I really wanted that fit perfectly that I thought you were going to take, so I got kind of nervous that he didn't take it, but it didn't matter, but I still felt good that I got it. So yeah, there is some of that, but no, this is definitely, I feel like this is a great game for like couples to play, for a 2-player game that's relaxing and easy and not Netrunner and not real.
Not Magic the Gathering, not
right. You don't feel bad really about it, and you also
Funny story. The first time we played this, you actually lose points at the end of the game for every space you don't have filled.
Right.
The first time we played this, so it's funny because we read the example, the end game example. It's like John ended with this many points and Fred with this, and we look at our scores. I'm like, well, what'd you get? -2, you 0.
Yeah, we did very, very poorly when we first played this. We were not that good. It was
really funny.
We were like, 0, -2. Okay, good scores. Good job, good game.
So it was very, compared to this game, and now we'll know more each time you play, but it was just very funny how that first, and even though one of us won that game, we both just laughed.
Right.
And that's how I feel like this game feels. You play it, then you just look at each other and laugh at you, and like you have, like, here's my quilt. So as soon as you place that, get your button.
See, now this is kind of a weird one, though.
Over there is probably the best.
I'm gonna do
I was thinking, touching that one.
Like that?
Over one more, and down. like that, maybe.
But that only gets me 1 towards my 7x7. Oh, unless I'm going this way. Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about going that way. Huh. Or I can hope for the best. that's not a good idea. It's never a good idea to close yourself off like that, or just see what happens.
So I crossed the button threshold, which gives me 7.
The button threshold.
So I actually made I only paid for. I got 6 buttons out of that.
See, if I was smart, I'd be looking at the shapes left and be like, oh, which ones will fit perfectly.
Well, I'm
not that smart.
Well, I'm thinking more is like, is that leather piece? I might be able to get it. Is it worth getting it? Because like if I buy both of these, then I can get it. Because I buy this first, I'd be on top of you, and then but then I'm like, but 2 buttons.
Take your time, but don't take that much time.
I'm gonna spend the 3 buttons for this piece. Put it there. So I move ahead 1. And I'm gonna break this guy up to spend 2 buttons, so I get 3 back. To get this guy, put that there, which brings me to 7 this way. Now 7 this way.
Whoa! Wait, what you have?
No, I don't have the 7x7.
You're really close, though.
Yeah. Then I move up 1, 2. Put that.
Uh-oh.
There.
I'm a little worried now.
I don't know if this strategy is gonna work. A lot of tasty. Look, you can buy that.
This is not the worst thing ever.
That's actually pretty good.
But that one puts me up a lot less spaces I would get to go again. But I wouldn't have any. I would have no money left to buy anything anyway.
Yeah, you'd be getting. Yeah.
So, oh boy. I don't know if either one is really better. It just depends on my shape. I think that one offers me a little. Well, this one has 3 buttons though. That's the thing.
Oh, I think that one is more compact than nice.
It's slightly. That one is longer, so I think it's a little bit easier to work things in. But because this has the 3rd button, I'd rather get it. So, 8, and I move up 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So gain your income.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now.
Ooh.
I'll take a couple. Oh, I'll take a 10.
Oh boy. I'm a little worried now. I am gonna spend the 1 for that. Here, my reasoning is I don't want you to buy that.
All right, I've got 11. I'm a rich man. I don't really like that 7 though. I mean, it's long, but
Does it fit in anything you have? That's really what you should be thinking. Less of like space covering, unless you want to give up on the 7x7.
oh, I do not want to give up on the 7x7. I like the 7x7, and I'm gonna put it like this. Oh no, yeah, put it like that, and then I move up 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, so I'm gonna put that right there.
And I believe your income is 12 now.
Yes, because I just got a 2 and it was 10 before. Yeah, I'm about to be. I'm sad now.
You know what I'm about to do?
Well, assuming based on what you just put on your board.
No, what?
What are you gonna do?
I'm actually gonna break this up to get 3 back. To buy this one. To put this.
Oh, really?
Here. To finish my 7x7.
Oh, wow. All right, so that's a good 7 points for you.
Yeah.
Which I think you needed, because I think I was a little bit ahead with at least an income. So that probably puts you a little ahead now.
Yeah.
Overall, at least. Well, I'm still buying that because it's
Okay.
still great. So I'm spending 10, and I'm putting
1,
it
2,
like that.
3, 4, 5. All right.
I'm a little scared. Your board is much fuller than mine.
And I have 3 left over now to spend.
I still have more income, I think, though. Costs 7, and I move up 2. So I'm still on top of you. I get my income, which is now 17. All right.
I don't know if you should be so worried.
Maybe I'm not. Well, your board is much fuller, but my income is ridiculous. So and you also have the bonus.
Oh, you jumped there.
So I'm not sure where the advantage lies. I'll buy the 10. Why not? Give me that.
Whenever you're getting a patch, so.
I am getting 1 patch, but I may not get 2 patches.
Well, whenever you can flip it and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way I'm going to fill my whole board anyway, so I guess I shouldn't really... It shouldn't break my heart if I don't.
All right. Oh, interesting. I thought you might put it in the other spot.
Just doesn't make any difference.
No, I just, for some reason that seemed to be the spot. I don't know why, but in my head, like,
Just seemed
that's
like the spot.
I'm gonna spend 7. So I get 3 back for this piece.
Ah.
I'm gonna put that here. That moves me up 1.
Okay. Oh boy, he's. Oh, this
I'm
is.
gonna spend 1
Your board is so
for
full.
this. Put this here.
How are you gonna fit anything else on your board?
I'm pretty sure there's nothing else I can fit.
Except for a patch.
Right.
You closed yourself off.
I really didn't. It's the only option.
I think it's fine. I don't think you should be concerned about it. It's just funny. Well, I do dearly need more pieces. So I have 8 to spend. I don't think any of them cost more than 8 right now. So I probably want this one because I want that patch. I definitely don't want you to get that patch.
I was trying so hard. I couldn't think of a way for me to get the patch. That's what bothered me so much. It was like, as long as I get the last patch, and then I realized there's no way for me to get the patch. Anything I do is going to make it so you can take it from me.
Right. Let's see. I think I should just give up on trying to be able to fit more things. Now it's like, now if I really, wasn't lazy, I would like try to calculate your score and figure out what makes sense. Should I just not buy anything? But I think I have to because
there's nothing you can buy that fits.
Oh really? I thought no, this will fit.
You can't see that.
Oh, you're right. Well, I will be able to buy it though if I just go ahead of you. Well, unless you. Well, yeah.
I'm not buying anything.
Yeah, yeah. You're not buying. You're not in danger of being buying that. So yeah, I guess I have no choice then. I'm moving up 2, so I get 2 buttons.
And then 1, 2.
And you get your whatever.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It still doesn't move though, so I'm never gonna be able to buy that. Oh, that sucks. So I'm just praying that my income alone will help.
Yep, pretty much.
I have so many blank spaces though. It's not looking good. If I had this, I would feel very good. Well, I don't know. Oh well, so I move into the end. That's it, and I get another. It's still 18, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we count up our buttons plus your bonus, and then minus blank spaces.
How many per?
It's 2 for each blank space.
All right.
I'm sure that you won now. So my final score is 7. What's yours?
30.
30? Oh man, you demolished me. What happened there?
I was able to fit more things, I think.
There's kind of 2 components to it. You have your own board, and then it's kind of a race a little bit.
Well, in some ways it is, and then you have to think like, I could jump ahead to get this big piece, or I can go twice and get 2 smaller ones, maybe jump and get my income.
Yeah, so there's definitely, I feel like it's the perfect amount of depth for this game. You're not going to be going crazy. It's not an over your head in terms of, you're not going to have analysis paralysis, really, because at most there's maybe 2 choices you can make. But there still are those choices that do matter. So
the other thing,
it's not nothing.
I think this is the most thing we actually discussed a lot before the filming, is the board. The board has 2 sides.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, so to speak, they're not different.
Right. In terms of mechanics, they're functionally the same.
But artwork-wise, we heavily agree that the board you see us playing, we like that one a lot more. But Neil, you can see his bio on our site, and we've probably mentioned him and seen him in videos so many times, has mentioned that when he sees previews of it and stuff, it's the other board that's used more.
Yeah, which is interesting. The other one is much less colorful, but it is a little clearer in terms of how to see the spaces. So we're thinking possibly for colorblindness to help, or just if it's for some reason it's just a little easier to see those spaces. People aren't as used to a game or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really, you can use either side, so it doesn't matter, but I definitely feel like they could have added a little extra color to it or something.
So I'm very curious. I'd like to hear, especially if you guys have played this, which side of the board you use and why or why not. Yeah. Is there something like, is it easier if you are colorblind to see that board? Or maybe not, maybe you just like the circular pattern compared to the square? Mm-hmm. That's definitely, I think that if there is contention in this game, that's where it lies.
Yeah. I guess the other, going back to like strategy components, the other thing is deciding what to do with your income. Like what's better, a bigger piece with less buttons or a smaller piece that gives you more income?
It all depends on the situation. And I do really like, I always find it interesting. I know there are plenty of games we could think of, but when the income is also your victory.
Yeah, that is interesting because as you play, you're kind of spending your points. Mm-hmm. So you have to be really careful and think about. It's not really till the very end that you're like, oh, should I start like saving these maybe, depending on where I am. yeah, it's definitely puts your head in a different place. So I like that too.
But I mean, in other games too, I think that's a good, because it's not just you can run amok by having a large income and your points are staying the same. You actually do, like you said, have to think.
And that I think you just pointed out also is kind of a catch-up mechanic where, if you have a ton of income, well, you're also you're probably going to spend a lot of it, and then the other person will jump ahead of you. And because if you're behind, you move twice in a row a lot of times. So it never feels like, even though you ended up having a pretty good lead against me, it doesn't usually feel that way in the game. It usually it feels like you're fairly close together, and it's also pretty short, so you're not sitting there forever.
And the other thing is, I did actually mention this while we were playing, and I always find it funny because the only other game I know that does this is Tokaido, is the person in the last keeps going until they're not last anymore.
There's probably a few other examples.
Yes, but those are really that as far as I can really think of, that's the only other one I can. Which is very interesting because that is also a weird catch-up mechanic. It's not like you jumped ahead, but now I can get 2 turns in a row.
Right. It is, but it works. It's very elegant and makes sense.
Well, and what I also think is interesting is that both of Tokaido and Patchwork, I both consider very, I would say, relaxing games.
Yeah.
Neither of them are games like you think head on. I mean, sure, there's points and there is, I'd say Tokaido maybe is a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely a little
bit. In terms of competitiveness, but both of them were very, I think, you just feel very calming.
They're very zen.
Well, yes.
Tokaido literally, but both kind of.
Yeah, both of them you just go and you're Tokaido is just having a journey, and this one's just having even though you lose in Tokaido, I still part of me, I love finishing the painting. Even I lose, I had this painting, it's so cool.
We'll get to that in a Tokaido video.
Yeah, but in this, like you said, you have the quilt, so I like this they're almost they're. Like you said, Zen competitive. It's a whole. It's different. It's not there's no war. It's just
It's oh, nice quilt. Good job.
Yeah,
you did good. So we definitely recommend it. I mean, it's super fun if you have another person to play with.
Yeah, this is a really relaxing 2-player game. If like you said, couples, this is a great one to go for. I mean, if you know anyone who's into sewing and stuff, I mean, this is a no-brainer.
Good gift, yeah.
I mean,
even if they're not a gamer, would be a good gift.
Because like I said, it's very simple to get into. It definitely, I know when it was first announced, it was hard to find.
Yeah.
But like we said, it also comes from a very big designer, so
yeah,
definitely a good game to have.
Easy to recommend. If you do decide to pick it up, of course, you can find it on our very own website, rollforcrit.com.
Oh yeah, and so much more, including other playbacks, the how to play for this video.
That's right, if you want to learn the specific rules, if you didn't gather it from this.
And of course, plenty of news, when we'll probably announce maybe in case more games come out and more interesting stuff.
And if you want to give us some suggestions about games you want to see us play in the future, or a question about Patchwork or comment or anything else, you could either email us, rollforcrit@gmail.com, or just leave a comment on this video right here. You could post on Facebook, you can like us, you can subscribe.
And we'll read them online. And of course, there's that subscribe button right down there, really simple to click.
Yeah.
And of course, you can also reach us through Twitter @rollforcrit, and use the email, and follow us anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere.
We're everywhere. You almost can't escape us.
And we're always listening to.
It's hard not to follow us somewhere. Anyway, that's Patchwork though, so hopefully you liked it, hopefully you check it out.
Yep, but for now, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this has been Roll for Crit. Playback.